Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to True Crime Unraveled. I'm your host, Robert. Um, Whenever we see Bryan sitting in the courtroom, he's always very quiet and sitting up in the seat. I don't ever see him slouch. I don't believe. Um, if that was me, I would be screaming at the top of my lungs, "I'm innocent. Why am I? What am I doing here? Um, what evidence have you got on me?" But not Bryan. He just sits there very solemn and very quiet. I don't ever see any courtroom outbursts like you normally see in other cases. If that was me, I wouldn't be sitting there very quiet. I would be asking, "Where's the evidence? If you ain't got any evidence, why am I still sitting in this defendant's chair? Why am I still in jail? What evidence do you have on me? If you don't have any evidence on me, get me the hell out of here." Yeah, that's just me, but you don't hear that out of Bryan. I mean, there in the beginning, we heard a rumor that he stated that he was looking forward to be exonerated. So if he's looking forward to be exonerated, then clearly, um, he knows something. Either he knows something or he knows he didn't do it. I mean, because back in their early hearings, you had Bill Thompson state in a loud voice that there was no evidence of stalking, there was no connection to the victims, but why are they still going on with this charade? And that's the way. How I feel. It's a charade going on in this case, and and there's always been this backstory of possibly alternate suspect, which I don't know if there is or not. I just see Bryan sitting there, very quiet, uh, just like almost like he's reading the room, and Taylor's up there arguing in his innocence. And in the early stages of this investigation of these hearings, Ann Taylor stated proudly, and she put his her hand on his shoulder, "I believe he is 100% innocent." So, is there stuff in the evidence that Ann Taylor is seeing uh, that points that he's innocent? I mean, because my God, it's been 2 years. He's been in jail for 2 years. Maybe Bill Thompson thought that this would be an easy plea deal, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But when Bill found out that this wasn't going to be an easy plea deal, that's when he introduced the death penalty. Yeah, on this case. And of course, you had the Gonzalez's wearing their death penalty T-shirts when the hearings were still in Latah. Bryan's behavior makes me scratch my head. It does. It really does. It makes me scratch my head because you have this man who is fighting for his life. He's soon to be on trial for 4 counts of first degree murder and 1 count of burglary, and he acts like nothing's wrong, even though clearly there is something wrong. I can't put my finger on it at this point in time, but he doesn't act like he wants to be free. That's just my view of it. He acts like that he could give a care less where he's at right now, because if he did, he would be shouting it on the loudest mountain in the courtroom. "I'm innocent. Why am I here? What why are you guys charging me with these murders when I had no connection to the victims. Why this? Why that? But no, he just sits there very quietly. Do- Uh, the only time you see him crack a smile is when Ann Taylor's talking to him. But other than that, he just sits there all quiet, just looking around. Yeah, and I'm wondering exactly what's going through his mind during all of this. What is going through the mind of Brian Christopher Koberger when he's sitting there in at first it was in Latah County, which was a very small county, yeah, as well as the courtroom was very small. To now the Boise County Jail, which is a huge jail, and sitting in a bigger courtroom. Is he just like taken back how bigger this courtroom is compared to Latah? I don't know, possibly. And he does look very, very thin. Where he in Latah he was a lot chunkier. Is somebody messing with his food? Uh, is he just not eating? I don't know. But it's been 2 years, and nothing in this thing has changed. Nothing has changed at all. The only thing that's changed in this entire mess is the judge, Judge Stephen Hippler. That's the only thing that has changed. And this judge is by the book, and you can clearly tell he don't put up with no one's crap. And he's a hard nose. But if roles were reversed and I was sitting in Brian's seat, you better believe I would be asking all types of questions in that courtroom. Why isn't Brian? It was he told by Ann Taylor to just sit there and stay quiet because she doesn't want him incriminating himself somehow. Um, Possibly. I know when he stood there up in front of Judge actually had to enter the plea of not guilty because Brian stood silent. Is standing silent a form of protest, maybe, for being accused of these horrific crimes? And we don't really know if he actually committed the crimes because you have a witness to it who is, I'm not saying she's a liar, who is clearly compromised by the Moscow Police Department. She's compromised. You know, do I like Dylan? No. Do I believe Dylan? No. Do I believe Dylan's heard something that night? Possibly. She could have heard something that night, but still, 8 hour gap. That's why I have a hard time believing anything Dylan says because we don't know if what she actually saw that night was what she saw. Because she stated she was drunk and didn't know if it was real or a dream. Okay, well that should have instantly thrown out her uh, witness statement. 5'10" and taller, athletically built, uh, not muscular, bushy eyebrows. She's saying all this when she's drunk. Then what exactly did she see? Because she has stated, "I didn't see nothing. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know if it was real or a dream." Okay, that right there, people should take her little section of the PCA and throw it out. If she didn't see nothing, didn't know nothing, then that means she didn't actually see somebody walking by her door for the third time that night because she was drunk and thought she was hallucinating. But getting back to Brian, I just I don't understand how somebody can sit there accused of 4 counts of first degree murder and not say nothing. If you've been accused of murdering 4 college students, as part of a burglary, why are you just sitting there like you're accepting the fate? And that's the way it comes across to me. It comes across to me that Brian is accepting whatever fate they have for him, and we know it's either lethal injection or the firing squad. So is he just accepting what's happening to him? I wouldn't. I would be fighting this entire thing tooth and nail. Oh, you want to try to put me to death? Uh, go ahead and try to prove that I did it when I know deep down I didn't do it. There's just there was no evidence in his car. They tore his car apart 3 times, and there was no evidence of anything in his car. Why do they still have him sitting there if there was no DNA evidence or anything in his car after tearing it apart 2 or 3 times? Do they just want some poor schmuck to go down for these murders because they need their sacrificial lamb? That's the way it's starting to look to me. It's starting to look like he's their sacrificial lamb. Now, I just had to get on here uh, on my thoughts about why Brian is just sitting there and not saying a word. Uh, like uh, like always, guys, you have a very good day. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And once you hit the subscribe button on your way out, this is True Crime Unraveled. And you guys have a good day. Peace out.